I want you to really feel this one. Say it with your chest. Or if you're shy, hit that thumbs up button if you believe that the entire NFL and most of the football world is completely sleeping on the Las Vegas Raiders. Because listen, from where I'm standing, the narrative is shifting. This isn't the same old Raiders team that people have been laughing at for years. With Pete Carroll stepping in, this new front office setup, the energy that's coming out of that locker room, it just feels different. And when you start to connect the dots, when you look at what's actually being built behind the scenes, you start realizing that this team might be one of the biggest sleeper stories of the season. I genuinely believe that the Las Vegas Raiders are being overlooked again. And I get it, history hasn't exactly been kind. But the good news is that the tide might finally be turning. Even Rich Eisen, and I respect the hell out of him, listed the Raiders as a legit sleeper this season. And sure, I know he had them on his list last year too. But this time they're sitting at number 2 on his ranking. Last year, it was number 5. And when someone like Eisen moves you up like that, you pay attention. Now here's the part that really gets my attention. Last season, the team he had ranked number 2 on that same sleeper list was Washington. New coach, new quarterback, revamped organization. Sound familiar? And what happened with them? They made it all the way to the NFC Championship game. That's the kind of trajectory we're talking about here. That's the blueprint I believe the Raiders are following. And if they can even sniff that kind of success, Raider Nation is in for one hell of a ride. So today I'm going to break down why I'm with Rich Eisen on this one. Why I think the Raiders have every tool to be a real sleeper threat this year. Because it's not just about blind faith. It's not just rah-rah go team. No, this is about looking at the roster, looking at the staff, the schedule, the culture, and realizing there's something very real being built in Vegas. This is the kind of team that flies under the radar for most of the year, only to start punching people in the mouth when it matters most. Let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons the Raiders are a sleeper is because nobody actually thinks they can win. That's the truth. You ask anyone outside the fan base and they'll tell you the Raiders are a 5 or 6 win team. At best. You ask if they're a playoff squad. They'll laugh. Can they challenge for the AFC West? Not a chance. But here's the thing. That's exactly the kind of attitude that fuels a team. Being doubted, being disrespected, being told you're nothing year after year. That builds hunger. That builds a fire. Vegas has their win total set at 6.5. That's where the bar is, 6.5 games. That's telling you that most people out there are still looking at the Raiders like they're bottom feeders, that they're not ready to compete. And sure, they were winless in the division last year. I'm not going to pretend that didn't happen. But if you think that's going to be the same story this time around, I've got news for you. I'm hammering the over on that win total every single day of the week. Right now, they're projected to finish last in the AFC West. Again. Every single year, it feels like the same story. Raiders at the bottom of the predictions. And the Super Bowl odds? They're sitting at plus 10,000. 26th best in the league. Just above the basement. That's how much disrespect is out there. And listen, you can't be a sleeper team if everyone expects you to win. You think anyone calls the Kansas City Chiefs a sleeper team? Of course not. Everyone already knows what they're about. Sleeper teams come from the shadows. They rise up when no one's watching. Now, let's not kid ourselves. The franchises earned some of this skepticism. The last time the Raiders won a playoff game, January 19th, 2003. That was over 2 decades ago. The last AFC West title, 2002. Since then, only one team in the NFL has more losses. The Cleveland Browns. It's been heartbreak after heartbreak, season after season. And I get it, I truly do. If you're a Raiders fan, you've been through hell and back. You've seen false starts, rebuilds that went nowhere, promise that ended in collapse. But something feels different this time. It feels like they're actually doing it right. I believe in what this organization is doing right now. And it starts from the top. This front office that's been assembled, it's not just a group of guys filling seats. These are football minds. They brought in John Spike, who knows how to build a winner. They went out and added people like Brian Stark and Anthony Patch, guys who've worked under some of the smartest front office execs in the entire NFL. Names like Howie Roseman and Omar Khan. You surround yourself with that kind of brain power. You're not just preparing for next Sunday. You're building something for the long haul. You're setting a foundation. And then you look at the coaching staff. Pete Carroll isn't just some recycled name off the coaching carousel. He's a champion. He's won a national title. He's hoisted a Lombardi trophy. He knows what a winning culture looks like, and he's been brought in to instill that here. Adding guys like Chip Kelly as the new offensive coordinator and Patrick Graham sticking around as DC. Suddenly you got something real. You've got continuity. You've got firepower. This might just be the best combo of offensive and defensive minds the Raiders have had in 20 years. Greg Olsen is back as the quarterback coach. That's another underrated move. He's a well-respected voice who can help bring the best out of any signal caller. This whole coaching and front office setup, it's got experience, but more than that, it's got balance. NFL veterans, college innovators, smart hires from successful teams. It's a recipe for something different, something better. Let's talk about what I call the Raiders' new Fab Five. You've got minority owner Tom Brady, head coach Pete Carroll, general manager John Spicey, offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. That's a crew right there. That's not just 5 guys with job titles. That's 5 proven football minds, each with real accomplishments. And when you look at that group, you can't help but feel like there's a legitimate plan in place. This isn't just a patch job. This is a rebuild with vision. If I had to rank my confidence in those 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 10, straight up. And no, I'm not saying that the Raiders are about to go win the Super Bowl tomorrow, but I do believe this team finally has the right people in the building to get them on the path. Tom Brady knows what a championship roster looks like. He's been part of building one before, and he's not here to waste time. John Spike helped construct a winner in Tampa Bay. Chip Kelly just led an explosive offense to a national championship. Patrick Graham was getting head coach interviews this offseason. These are real pieces, not just names. And let's talk about the quarterback position, because let's not gloss over it. This is probably the biggest change of all. The Raiders upgraded, period. They got better at the most important position in football. Geno Smith is the best quarterback the Raiders have had since Pete Derrick. Carr back in 2016. And I don't say that lightly. When you compare him to the carousel of quarterbacks over the last 2 seasons, Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder, it's not even close. Geno Smith is a massive upgrade. And this is a quarterback-driven league. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And for years, the Raiders didn't have stability at that position. But now they do. And if you're still doubting him, just look at the numbers indoors. Where the Raiders will play 12 games this season, Geno's stats are elite. 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, over 110 passer rating. That's not a fluke. That's performance. When he's playing in a controlled environment with no wind or rain or snow to deal with, he's surgical. That's why I'm saying this. Geno Smith might end up being a top 10 quarterback this season. Laugh if you want, but I'll believe it. And when you pair him with Chip Kelly and the weapons this team has, you're looking at a potential explosion on offense. This is the kind of situation that could turn heads halfway through the season, where people suddenly go, wait a minute, are the Raiders actually good? We're not done yet. I've got more reasons why this Raiders team is being slept on, and why that's a huge mistake. So stick around, because what I'm about to say next could change how you see the entire AFC West race this season. And I'm not done making my case, because one of the biggest reasons I believe this Raiders team is ready to shock the league is the young talent on the roster. It's one thing to bring in a new coaching staff, new leadership, and a new quarterback. All of that matters. But when you start stacking that on top of legit young stars who are obsessed with the game, who live for football, who are wired to compete every single day, that's when you start to build something sustainable. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are growing louder across the NFL landscape, and if recent chatter is to be believed, a shocking move might be on the horizon. RASUL Douglas, the dynamic cornerback who made waves with the Buffalo Bills, is reportedly on the radar of the Las Vegas Raiders, and a potential switch could send ripples throughout the league. While nothing has been confirmed by either team, multiple sources close to the situation suggest that Douglas may be eyeing a fresh start in the desert. After a strong showing in Buffalo, where he quickly became a key figure in the secondary, the 28-year-old defensive back appears to be weighing his options ahead of the 2025 season. Las Vegas, known for aggressive roster moves in recent years, could be the next chapter in Douglas's journey. Raiders fans, already vocal across social media, have lit up forums with excitement over the mere possibility. RASUL in silver and black. That's the kind of lockdown presence we need, wrote one enthusiast on X, formerly Twitter. Another claimed, if this happens, the AFC West better be on notice. Douglas's time in Buffalo has been marked by his playmaking ability, high football IQ, and leadership on and off the field. His potential departure would certainly leave a void, one the Bills would need to fill quickly if they hope to stay competitive in a stacked conference. There's also speculation that contract negotiations or a desire for a more prominent role may be fueling the rumors. The Raiders, looking to revamp their secondary, could offer Douglas both a leadership position and a lucrative deal, making the move more than just a dream scenario for fans. For now, the NFL world waits. Could Rasul Douglas be donning the silver and black this fall? Nothing is official, but in a league where surprises happen daily, don't count this one out just yet. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.